welcome to my channel. Well, I haven't done an RC car review in a while, and I have a pile of RC cars to review that have been sent to me over the summer, so I'm gonna get to them. This is the first of several reviews, so pretty much every week you'll see me do an RC car review along with drone reviews. So here we go. First one I have is from FMS. This is the Suzuki Jimny. Now this car is real. It drives around the world, except in Canada. We don't have them. We don't have a Suzuki dealer that sells these vehicles, so I don't get to see them on my highway. But I bet you get to see them in your country. Now, because this is a real vehicle and because it is licensed by Suzuki, it is highly detailed. Wait till you see what it looks like when I take this out. So I've never opened this. I've never seen it with my own eyes. I've only seen other people review it, and I've seen it on the website. And well, here's what's going to happen in this video. I'm going to open it up for the very first time. I'm going to see it for the very first time. I'm going to give you my personal impressions as I look at it. Then I'll show you close-ups of everything I check out. Then I'm going to take it outdoors, drive it around. It's raining right now, so it's probably going to be driven in the rain or on wet roads. And then I'll sum up with, yeah, my final thoughts on this. So let's go really quick. All right, let's open this up. First thing first, let's get rid of this piece of cardboard. We don't need that. Next, let's open up the case. And that's one cool thing. You get this case with it to store it in. It's a storage case, nice foam case with a handle on it here. Carried it around, take it to your friend's house, take it to the field. It's got a little switch in the front here to open, so let me push that. And here we go. Everything inside, nothing on the top as you can see. And then down here, we see our Jimny and the remote controller, and I have nothing over in this side. So that means the battery for this must be inside the Jimny itself. So let's yank it out and check out what it looks like. All right, so I do like the color. It's like a bright lime green. It's very nice looking, and they are correct on the detail. It looks very well detailed. Wow, that looks pretty decent. It's got a bunch of stickers on it that says peel me off before first use, so let me take those off now. One on the front hood. Each of the windows have a protective plastic over them. Get all these off. Hey, that's pretty cool. Even the mirrors are movable on here. That's pretty nice, and they are reflective. It looks like a real piece of glass in there. Yeah, it looks like somebody glued in a piece of mirror reflective glass. That's nice. Now I will mention before I get into this any further, this is not a basher vehicle. It's not like an Arma. You drive it off, jumps and smash it. It's a crawler vehicle. It's made for collectors of people who probably own this vehicle, or people like me who just love RC cars and you want all the nice ones. It's got a lot of weight to it, I'll say that. So it feels like it's almost like it's made out of metal. And speaking of that, I took a look at the bottom right here, and the frame is actually a metal frame, which is pretty sweet. And I noticed that here all the joints and all the axles are all metal, which is nice. And I'm told when I read the box that inside each of the forward and the rear gearing, it's a 4x4, it's all metal gears inside. It is a 2-speed as well, so you have, you know, slow speed for going up hills and stuff like that, and then you have a faster speed for going along the ground, all with the remote control. And I forgot to take off a piece of plastic off the windshield. Oh my god, there's plastic everywhere. Get that off. Oh, look at the wipers. As I'm pulling this off, the wipers are actually, I'm probably going to break a wiper here, but they're movable as well. I don't think they move by any electronic means, but you can move them around. There we go. That's different. So even your wipers can be moved. All right, so let me give you my first impressions looking at this. The paint scheme's really good. It feels super solid in the hands. It does not feel like a toy. The tires, I always love, first thing I always feel on RC cars is the tires. These are actually, let me see, I'll bring it to one of the cameras here. These are actually quite soft tires. So that's pretty good. So that means that's going to be grippy going up and down hills. Remember I was talking about metal. If you look here, you can see it glow or glint, all this framing underneath like a truck frame. It's all metal. All right, you can see I have all the doors and parts that open. So let me show you them really close. So here's the rear. Looks pretty sweet. And you can open up the rear and look inside. And just like a real vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, these seats can fold down. Oh, they're individual, so 2 seats. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me put it this camera, and I got to look at a monitor up here to see what I'm doing. So here you have a little compartment down below. So I guess the Jimny has a compartment down below. That's pretty cool. And another thing I notice is these seats as well. Well, watch this. If I move this chair, I should be able to move it forward or backwards like that. I can also change the seat, you know, plunk it down like this. So that's pretty cool. Looking inside, there's a lot of detail, I guess, just like the real vehicle. I've never seen one in person, so I don't know, but it's got a mirror up top. It's got like the detection system on the windshield. You know, all these little things they added, they didn't have to. And, you know, you've got your radio and other things inside. It looks pretty good, your shifter. And then on the back, you have a tire. This is a squishy tire. You see? And it's a spare tire. You take off this piece of plastic and it's just another wheel like this underneath it. Let's go around to the hood in the front and see what we have. So in here you'll have the engine compartment, and inside you should have something that looks like an engine in there. That's where they stuff the battery as well and the electronics to make this thing operate. Speaking of that, I'm going to yank on this cable and look what I pull out. A battery. So this is the included battery. It's a 7.4 volt battery, 380 milliamp hours. It says in the manual that you're supposed to get 20 minutes of runtime using this battery. Just amazing, the level of detail, even in the motor itself, even though a lot of people won't really see it. Yeah, it's got a lot of detail. It's got like plastic, like exhaust things and plastic wires and conduits going over the stuff that's the real electronics to make this work. Now it does have a brushed motor. You're not going to get a brushless motor in something like this because you don't need the speed, the instant power or anything like that. So it's a brush motor. Most crawlers on the market will have a brushed motor. All right, so I'm pulling out other things out of the box. So let me show you really quick. Of course, you get the charger for the battery and you also get a wheel removal tool. And then you get the super tiny little controller. And you can see if I show the back here, it's got everything you need to operate this vehicle. Now, if I read the instructions correctly, there's 4 channels on here. I have not charged this battery, so it should come with some power, and I'm going to plug it in right now. And since my remote is already on, there we go. Let's see what happens in the front here. I saw headlights pop on, so that's pretty good. Let me just put the battery back in. So right off the bat, I should have steering. Yep, using my finger on this, and I should have forward motion. Yeah, and reverse. So here we go. I have the remote, and I'm going to hit this button. So that's headlights. It says it goes through modes. Next button, I don't even know what oh, there's fog lights. Oh, and now I've got 4-way flashers on. Just fog lights by themselves and off. So let me see on the back. Try the same thing here. Oop, get that in right in the back. What do I have? Oh, there we go. Brake lights, I believe, and 4-way flashers. I got a signal light on. Does that mean I can change it? Oh, I can change it. There we go. I can put signal lights. Yeah, there we go. So if I pull this like this, I should get a signal light happening. There we go. And if I can do this with one hand, there we go. That almost looks like a backup light there. Do I have brake lights? Oh, I do have brake lights. Cool. All right, so that's pretty sweet. There's a whole series of lights on this thing. I got to figure them out. Even my signal lights are right there. You see them right at the front forward wheel? There's a signal light, so you have them on both sides. That's pretty sweet. Now, there's supposed to be 2 speeds on here, so I'm going to assume it's, I'm taking a guess that it's this one up here, channel 3. Right here, you can switch it one way or another, and I bet you that is the speeds for like mountain climbing and other stuff. So let me close everything here. Let me see what my speed is. I keep touching this thing. So crawler speed? Okay, well, I think that's also fast. I don't have the back door closed. There we go. Yeah, that's fast. So let me hit this little switch. Oh, I heard the gear move. Okay, so that's good. Ah, crawler speed. Oh, that's nice. That is sweet. You can hear the motor too. Now, this thing here is called an instruction manual. And if anybody watches my channel, you'll see I have a habit of not reading the instruction manual. So I'm just going to go in here because I saw one thing important just so I don't goof it up. All right, so there's a whole section on the lights and how that button works down here that I hit to do the lights on here. So I'm going to read off and tell you the modes, and then I'm going to show you video of what the lights do, just so we're all on the same page. You have default mode. That means when you power it on, it goes into default mode. It doesn't matter when the car turns on. It says the turn signals will stay off. Headlights, taillights, and fog lights stay off in default mode. Then when you press that button on here once, you go into mode A. In this mode, when the model car turns, left or right, turn signals shows flashing. And when you put on the brakes, a brake light is applied. So that's pretty cool. It says the headlights are in low beam and the tail lights and fog lights are always off. Then when you hit it again and you go into mode B, it says when you turn, this turn signals will have slow flashing. When brake is applied, the brake light is on with high brightness. The headlights are on with high brightness, so you got high beams. The tail lights and fog lights are always off. And then when you hit it again, you have mode C. There's a lot of modes in here. In this mode, whether the model car turns to the left or right, the turn signals keep slow flashing. When the brake light is applied, the brake lights are on with the highest of brightness. The headlights are on with the highest of brightness. The tail lights and the fog lights are on as well. Then your last one, mode D. In mode D, when the model car turns on, the turn signals shows flashing, slow flashing. The brake is applied, the brake light is on highest of brightness, and the headlights are constantly off. Okay, that's interesting. The tail lights and fog lights are in a constant on state. All right, so there's quite a few modes with this little baby that, I don't know. I don't know if you'll use all those modes with the headlights, but if you're driving around at night, it's probably pretty sweet. All right, so the next thing I want to do is take this outside and drive it around and show you some footage and then give you my impressions of how it drives outside, you know, on normal terrain. It's wet out, it's raining right now, so we're going to be driving this out in sort of like wet ground, wet weather. So here we go, check this out. Hello, my name is Jimny and I am your pal. All right, so what did you think of that driving outdoors? I think it works really well. It is a really good crawler vehicle for the price. Now, a lot of you are going to think the price might be a little high, but it's highly detailed. It is licensed. It is not a basher vehicle. It's actually, I think it's priced really well. So if you are into a vehicle like this, you probably want to pick one up. And another thing I just noticed when I was outside driving around, I don't know if I messed up stuff, there's all these dip switches on the controller here, right over here, all these dip switches. And I was pushing them around trying to see if they do different things, and they do. They mess up the receiver inside. But you can switch things around for your preferences. So I'm going to say, if you are a collector of RC vehicles, you're probably going to want this vehicle. If you have a son or daughter who is very responsible with their toys, then this would be an awesome gift to get them for Christmas because it's highly detailed. And not only that, they can stick it on the dresser in their bedroom and then take it out and drive it around whenever they want. So I think it's an all around a really good gift. I love the lighting on here and I love the detail. It's really decent. So when someone looks at this, they will never think that it's an RC car. They're going to think I have some sort of die-cast metal car here that's really highly detailed of a Suzuki Jimny. So yeah, pretty cool. Although in Canada, most of us wouldn't even recognize this because we don't really have them in Canada, but I do see them on a lot of YouTube car shows. And Jimnys have been around for a while and they're very popular, very famous, and very, very good as a four-wheel drive vehicle. And this one here, yeah, it's really good. I love the 2 speeds on it too. All right, so enough of me blabbing on. How about I just tell you that there's links below this video. I'm going to search around and see if I can find places where it's on sale at different locations. I think only Banggood and FMS sell this, I think. I could be wrong. But Banggood, I can usually get a discount code. So check below and see if I did get a discount code. code, and if I did, it'd be listed below, and you can save some dollars if you buy it off of Banggood, or go right to FMS, where those are the guys who sell this, and get it direct from them. Anyways, everything is below. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and many more reviews are coming up in the future of drones, obviously. But I do have a lot of cars, RC boats, and helicopters that I have to squish into all my video reviews. So every now and then, maybe once a week, you'll see a review of one of those. All right, guys, take care. Catch you in the next one. Bye.